Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday team call. It's the end of March. It's a huge month. There's Apple Watches up for grabs for every 6 friends you refer. There are free reset boxes with initial orders of 100 PV or more. And there's the awesome Star Diamond Challenge happening. It's never been done before. All of these Star Diamonds, the tippy top leaders of leaders in the whole company, are all rowing in the same direction, providing daily training. And it's like no fluff, 10 minutes, super valuable training based around the key pillars that help build this business. And then prizes, awesome prizes for watching the videos and doing the action steps. So one thought we love to practice on this team is I'm not behind, I'm right on time. I'm going to pick up wherever I'm at. So if you haven't been in on the Star Diamond Challenge, or if you started and then you maybe fell off, pick up with today. Right? Pick up with Tuesday, the March 26th video. And I know for me, I'm going to carve out some time in April for the videos that I missed. And so what? They're still going to add immense value. They're still going to help me build my business as soon as I implement the action steps. I caught up we're like right on yesterday, even though I've missed a few days. And Celeste's live reminded me to go follow up with someone that I hadn't followed up with about this sale. So that's what all we have going on in March. It's an insane month for momentum. I know tons of your teams are in crazy momentum, and we're so happy for you. So let me open us up in a quick prayer. I'm going to pray with my eyes open so I can keep letting people in from the waiting room. Dear Lord, thank you so much for Plexus. Thank you so much for these teams and all of the men and women on these teams who give it their all, who view this business as a blessing that we get to steward, view this income as a blessing we get to steward to further the good work that you've given us to do here on earth and for your kingdom. I pray over each person here tonight that has goals. Goals can be scary. Sometimes it can be discouraging. In fact, I would say that if you're human, there are times where it gets discouraging. Sometimes we have hard days. Sometimes our kids are a challenge. Sometimes we get in a fight with our spouse. But whatever's going on in each person's life, I pray that you put a song in our hearts, that you lift our spirits as you promise you can do, and that you remind us that you are our helper. You're the lifter of our head. You uphold us with your righteous right hand, and you bring us to a place of encouragement. Remind us that our feet are on the rock and the rock never moves, even though it can feel like an emotional roller coaster sometimes to be working a business like this, right? We put ourselves out there, we stick our neck out there. We take risks, we're vulnerable, we risk being ignored, rejected, maybe laughed at, or maybe we feel like people might be laughing at us, but you are the rock. Our feet are on the rock and the rock never moves. And I just pray that you remind us of that tonight and every day, and you lift us and put that song in our hearts as we finish out this magic week. Thanks so much for the leaders that are leading tonight. And I just pray that you will give them boldness, energy, and strength and courage as they lead this team call for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so everybody turn your camera on. First of all, we love to see faces so that we can see, everyone who's here. It does a wonder for the person who's leading the call. I say that from experience. So, speaker view, perfect. So everybody turn your camera on if you can. And I want to introduce the 3 top leaders on my team who are going to be sharing on our call tonight. So we have, well, let me make sure I can see them all. Okay, there they are. Perfect. Okay, so we have, and y'all, if I get your ranks wrong, let me know. I think you're all Ruby. Nod, right? On the way to senior Ruby. Ruby on the way to senior Ruby. Okay, so we have Ruby Ambassador Tara Atkinson, Ruby Ambassador Michelle Meyer, and Ruby Ambassador Maria Hodnett. And we're going to chat with everybody tonight about Plexus events. So without further ado, I am going to basically ask these ladies some questions, panel style. And as you all have questions of your own for them or thoughts for them, or if they say something that really resonates with you, pop that in the chat. And this will be the opportunity where I can ask them your questions if anything pops up for you. Okay, ladies, the first question we have for you, and this one is for Maria, is what surprised you the most at your first Plexus event? And Maria is fairly new, y'all, so I think this will be an interesting answer.
This is my actually 1 year month with Plexus. So yay for that. What surprised me the most, I can't just pick one thing. I have a million things, but if I had to pick a few things, because I can't pick one, um, the first thing would be how much support there is in this community at all levels, from diamond to silver ambassadors. There's so much support and love and cheering on. And I was surprised by that because I have been part of other network marketing companies and I didn't feel that kind of love and support. And so the fact that this team literally gets together weekly and prays, we have everybody's best intentions and goals, and we just cheer each other on. The other thing that surprises me is how, I don't want to say easy, but doable this is. Like, this is very, if you just show up and you're consistent, it really works. Like, this team is here for you. Use them all, use us all. We are here to grow you and help you grow mind, body, and spirit.
Awesome. And what was your first Plexus event?
My first Plexus event was Gold School and in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And I was at that gold school with you. And so is
Mm-hmm.
that where you experienced that surprise of the amount of support that there is?
Yes, and just even from the people at the top, from Alec and Jean, they are there for you when you guys make it to Rubies on the Rise, because you will. Alec will personally give you his phone number and tell you to reach out to him whenever you have any kind of trouble or issues, which is just huge. So
That is
everybody cares
amazing.
about us.
The founder of the company, you have his cell phone number?
I do.
That's the
And
sweetest.
I put a little crying tear emoji next to it because I was like, oh,
In your contacts?
yeah.
That is pretty surprising. That's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
next question, Michelle. What is a standout memory from your first major Plexus event, and what did it do to shift your belief in a way that propelled your goals and your actions?
Yeah, thank you. So my first event was convention the first year that I joined. So I joined in January and then I attended convention that June. Um, and I think what stands out, several things, right? But what stands out the most is the absolute high level of training that Plexus provides at the event. And yes, training like towards our products and our business and that kind of thing, but like leveling up you as a person in your mindset. The speakers that we've had like over the years, Bob Heilig and Mel Robbins and John Maxwell, like just absolute top-notch training people. And again, yes, it helps your Plexus business, but it helps your success in life. It helps your mindset. So I think that was like really stand out to me. It was very emotional, like how much we were poured into. Um, and I wrote down in my notes, like it was just like jaw dropping that like this is the level of training that you get in such a like compact time. It was really neat. And then the other thing that I said as far as um what it did to like shift my belief, a big thing of meeting our upline in person. Like sometimes we're all so far apart and you get to know each other so well through these calls and through your chats and all of these things. But being like shoulder to shoulder with each other is just so impactful. And so I think that like having that level of support, just like Maria said too, really propelled, like it builds your belief in the company. And it just like reinforces like that you are here in the right place at the right time. It was just really, really neat.
Amen. Okay. Like seriously about being in each other's presence. There's so much we try to communicate over messenger threads and stuff and on Zooms. But when you're in each other's presence, like I know a couple of conventions, we've done a team gathering where we just like shared our hearts, and so many gaps get filled just by being face to face, belly to belly like that. And our spouses know each other now too. Like Chris loves Michelle. Like every time I mention
Not weirdly.
yes, you and your husband, and like every time I mention you all now, like he knows the people I work with because of convention. So I agree. Okay, next question is for Tara. Tara, what is your favorite Plexus event you've ever been on? So not just your first major event, but career span. What's your favorite Plexus event you've ever been on, and how did it make you feel?
Okay, so I had to go back and forth between two of the events. But I think my favorite one is the one that was most recent, and it was the Rubies on the Rise that I got to attend. Now, it was always between that and convention, because convention, you guys, if you have not been to convention, it is hands down like the best thing you will ever do. Just like Michelle said, being able to just network with your team and like meet everyone in person, face to face and whatever. But Rubies on the Rise was so cool. You guys, like it was so awesome. Like they drove us to corporate on this big bus. We got off the bus. Everyone from corporate was standing outside clapping for us. They were lining the halls, clapping for us as we walked in. Everyone was just so excited to have us there. Like when they say that Plexus is like a one Plexus vision for all, they really truly mean it, and they make you feel so welcome and just like you belong, like you just belong there, and they're just so happy to have you there. And yes, getting Alex's number, like I peaked in life, right? I got the president and founder's cell phone number. I mean, how cool is that? But like it's just the way that they even they gave us all a tour, but just sitting in the training the next day and being able to like rub elbows with diamonds, being able to like hang out with these women and just have them pour into us, not just at the training, but just like, I don't know, it was so amazing to me. It made me feel like I belonged. So it was really inspiring.
That's super sweet. It made me feel like I belonged. I think that message gets communicated online plenty, but it feels real when you're finally there hanging out with. Yeah.
Yes. And we took a tour of the offices, and we were in Gene's office. He took us into his office. He's just staying there, like shooting the breeze with us. And we got to ask him questions. And, I told him, because he said, what are we doing well? What can we, like they genuinely care about what is working and what is not working. And I was able to express what I think is really working really well and what's not working. And I feel like they take it to heart. And it was just really cool.
100%. Like there's such a special, there's such a special back and forth between the field and the corporate home office. Like they have such a love and appreciation for us. I mean, we're the ones that are their bread and butter, and vice versa. Like we can't do without each other. Okay. Right. I have a little side question from the audience before we move on to the other panel questions. Have you guys does any of you have a specific like obstacle you had to overcome in order to get to a Plexus event and you made it happen? One that stands out?
I will say I could touch on that. It kind of goes with one of my other questions later, but like oftentimes I think we hear, especially people like just starting out, like maybe you fear the cost of getting there. And I think that becomes an obstacle for a lot of people. And if I could tell you one thing, like, first of all, it is only March. There is so much of this convention contest left, and there is such an opportunity to earn enough money to cover your travel, to cover your hotel. Like in my notes, I just love this part. And I have no shame in my game. I'm still sharing rooms with my team, and I just want people to get there, right? So I am opening up my room, like whoever needs to stay with me, come on in, like we are doing this. So like you can do this, even if it feels like a financial stretch right now. There's still so much time to be able to make it happen. And so I said, like, share a room with 3 other people. Eat peanut butter and jellies if you need to, like pack your snacks, right? Like it does not have to be a crazy cost in order to make this a real possibility, because I promise you, like, getting there, it may be a stretch to get there, and childcare may be a stretch, and all of those things, but the impact that it has on you personally, yes, in your Plexus business, but for you as a human, like, it makes it worth it.
Anyone else have one you want to chime in?
Oh, go ahead.
Go
Tara.
ahead, Maria. Go ahead.
I it's a little bit, it's not so much of a hurdle as much as I had been traveling a lot. I had earned both leaders retreats and gold school, and then I went to Arkansas for the Super Saturday party, and I had just been traveling a lot, and I was like, I'll go to the second Rubies on the Rise. I'll just take a break. And I kid you not, literally, like, Nick Clark, Alex's son, called me. He's like, "You're coming to Rubies on the Rise, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I am." I signed. So and they just were like, they want us there too. Like, everybody in this company wants us to be better versions of ourselves and get these trainings and get to just build belief and everything. It's just, so that's, I guess it was like a mental hurdle. I was just like, I've done a lot. I need to slow down. And I'm going to convention in June. Maybe I'll just do another Rubies on the Rise later. But no, the time is now. Take the opportunity now.
Yeah. And Tara?
I almost didn't go to Rubies on the Rise either. I I had been traveling a lot, and I'd been doing like just so many things. And I knew that I was going to Gold School this past weekend, and I'm going to be in Phoenix at the end of this month again for something else. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can swing it. And then Charlotte was like, you're going, you know that they pay for your hotel room, like it's going to be totally fine, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, fine. And so I went, and it ended up being like the best thing ever. And just and also I want to shout out like Grace and Chris. They are so amazing, you guys. If you guys have ever had the opportunity to work with either of them or talk to either of them, like Chris called me today. Like, I'm not even on he's not like my sales rep or anything like that, or my regional person. But since we connected at Rubies on the Rise, and then again this last week at Gold School, he's like, genuinely, he just called me today. He's like, where are you at with your points? Like, what are we gonna do to help you get there? What can we do? Blah 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 blah. And like, I just made a connection, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so cool. So if you guys have any doubt about doing something or how you're going to get there or how you're going to do it, just do it and figure it out later.
Yeah. And having a connection at corporate, anyone, it's so valuable, because
Yes.
there are things that maybe we think they know about how it's going out in the field, or vice versa. They think we know about how it's going on at corporate, and we don't. We're not there, right? And they're not here. And sometimes just having anyone there who's your friend, who you can be like, dude, what's up with XYZ? And they're like, I don't know, but I'll walk down the hall and ask for you. It's like so helpful.
Yes.
Amen to that. Okay, well, thanks for that question, Lisa. So next question is for Michelle. What would you say to a VIP customer who is considering coming to Vegas?
Yeah, my absolute number one tip is buy your ticket right now and figure out the rest later, right? Like, there's a saying that your body will not go where your mind has not gone. So if you buy that ticket, you are making this commitment. And yes, if like something happened, you had to back out. Okay. But you have this, it's a $25 investment right now for a VIP. Like, okay, you could buy that $25 ticket and figure out the rest. Yes, share a hotel room. Yes, pack peanut butter and jellies. Like, you have so much time to figure it out. But if you make that commitment now, it will be something that you prioritize versus like being wishy-washy about it. And you might just let yourself talk yourself out of it. So with that, I say, like, if you are feeling something that is like a struggle or an obstacle in order to get there, like, reach out to your sponsor, ask them, tell them, like, be honest with them. Like, you will be able to get there with their support. And so like the example I gave before, like, yes, you can figure out how to pay for it between now and then with what you can earn through our incredible convention contest. And I mean, I would say like you won't regret it, right? And it's easy to say when you're on the other side of it that you like have had that experience, but borrow the belief from all these friends who have already gone and go. Oh, Chris, you're muted real quick.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. So in the same vein, what would you say to a gold who has not gone to gold school yet, or a Ruby that has not gone to Rubies on the Rise yet?
Yes. And so these are like, I will say about gold school and Rubies on the Rise, these are of course top-notch trainings, but they are on such a smaller scale. Like we were just at gold school this past weekend with a couple other of our girls, and there are approximately 120 people in the room. You got to talk to the speakers, the diamond speakers, the diamond trainers. You got to talk to Genevieve. You got to talk to Chris Smith. Like you got to talk to all of these people and rub elbows. But what also, in addition to like those people from corporate or your trainers, you are with people at the same stage of their business as you are. And that part is like fantastic because, okay, like I'm in Indianapolis and you might be in Arkansas or you might be wherever. And you get to like build off each other's like goals or like experiences. And it is so unique in this company that everybody is cheering everybody on. Like it's not a weird competition. It is like, oh my gosh, let me see how I can help you. And they're like, yes, I want to help you too. And so being with people who are like at that same level and some of the same experiences, and maybe they've done it like just a short time, or maybe they've done it a really long time and they're at the same spot. So there are so many benefits to being at that training. And it levels up your leadership to bring back to your team. Like maybe you are doing great already and you know what you're doing and you feel really confident in it. But how do you pour that back into the rest of your team that maybe doesn't have that same experience as you? And so like having the training, I think is just like top notch to be a stronger leader for everyone else, like on your team, and to help them level up because you continue to level up.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone know real quick, or if you can pop it in the chat, if you know where the next gold school is and what the date is, if anyone is not speaking or go
it's
ahead.
May 4th in Pennsylvania.
Awesome. And
there is one actually in Toronto in April, if anybody's going to Canada. I don't know I don't know the date on that one, but yes, Pennsylvania, May 4th. And then I think the next one, well, I won't say because I'm not positive.
I think the next one is in Dallas. Okay.
Is it Pennsylvania or Philadelphia?
Philadelphia,
It's
Pennsylvania.
the same thing.
Oh.
Well, it's not the same thing. Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. Sorry.
I think after that,
geography is not my strong suit. That's why I slang plexus.
I'm from Pennsylvania. It's literally on my wrist.
Okay, next question is for, am I still muted? I don't think I am.
No.
The next question is for Tara. So, okay, we want to know what earned trip is your next goal and why?
Emerald Extravaganza is my next goal. Because I want to spoil my husband and be spoiled myself as well. But I mean, everyone who has met my husband, he was if you were at last year's convention or in Punta Cana, he's like my biggest cheerleader and he's such a support to me. So and he loves this company and everything that it stands for, and he loves all of the people that he's met, and he loves convention. Like he's coming with me again next year, and he likes to sit through the training and all that kind of stuff. So just to be able to spoil him, and because he already knows how awesome this company is, but just even more to spoil more. I mean, that's really my whole thing.
Okay, and for those who don't know, what are you gonna have to do to earn the Emerald Extravaganza?
I have to go Emerald by July, right?
Okay.
July is the cutoff.
Yeah, July 31st.
So yes, so that is my goal. That's 1,500 points is Emerald. So that is my goal. I'm working towards Senior Ruby this month, and I will hit Emerald before July.
Amazing.
I will.
Okay, and I want to say a quickie plug for this one too, because anyone on this call can earn it. It is the Silver Stars trip. The Silver
Mhm.
Stars trip you earn for having the most, developing the most silvers in your levels 1 through 4 company-wide for that month. And you can't earn it if you're a jewel. So anybody up to Senior Ruby, if you develop silvers, it just means help people go silver in your levels 1 through 4. If you're one of the top 3 in the company that month, you earn the Silver Stars trip. One of those winners is Madison Ambrosetti. She earned it, and I don't think she has gone yet. But I have been on this trip, so woo, it is like one of the best. So they actually pay for your flight out to corporate. You bring a guest. They pay for an incredibly luxurious hotel stay. They give you a tour of the home offices. They pay for an amazing dinner with one of the executives, one of the C-suite, that you sit down and have you ask every question you could possibly imagine. And they give you $300 spending money just to go have fun on the town. So, and we got to tour like the warehouse. I got to meet quality control, like everybody I've been wanting to meet. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Brandy Hutchins is another earner of the Silver Stars trip, and she's on the call as well. Oh, thank you, Tara. Ruby is the cutoff for earning it. So anyone below Senior Ruby, not up to Senior Ruby, is eligible to earn that trip. So it's one that they specifically want to be accessible before you reach jewel rank. So that can be a goal every single month. Helping people add 3. Anyone can do it. Anyone can go silver. Everyone's got their mom, their best friend, and their sister. So anyone can do it. So the more people that you help go silver is how you earn that trip. I just wanted to plug that one. Okay. And then last question. This is for everybody. What is one action you dare, triple dog dare everybody on the call to take after this Zoom ends? And whoever wants to go first can go first.
I'll go. Send the scary message. Reach out to the person that terrifies you. And I know that that's like a big, but you won't die. And the thing is you're going to get it out of the way, and it's just going to feel so much better. And then the more you do it, the less scary it's going to be. I sent out a really scary text message this last week to a group of girls that I haven't really approached about Plexus, and it was something very scary for me to do, but I did it anyway, and I am still here living, and I feel fine. No one responded, so I sent out separate messages to each one, and I got maybe 3 responses of like, but I'm okay. I'm still here. So just send the scary message. And if you guys need help with wording, check with your sponsor. But we got some wording at Gold School this last week. And if you want to lead with the product, here's something that you could say. You could say, I realize, or hey, so-and-so, I realize that we've never talked about Plexus as an opportunity to earn additional income, but I wanted to connect with you to see if you were open to hearing how you can share with a few friends and start paying for your products. That's something just straight from the Gold School book. There's lots of ways that you can reach out and not make it seem super weird either and salesy, because you don't want to come across like, hey, like buy this from me and blah, blah, blah. But just reaching out and being authentically you is really what I suggest. But send the scary message. Just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
And I want to piggyback on that one. I sent out a scary message today. There's a big fish who I've talked with before, and she posted something today about how she is turning a corner, turning the page away from her previous job, which was as a top sales producer. And so I hadn't chatted with her in a while, but I reached out again today, initially just with a few written things saying, oh my gosh, you did it. And then the next one was something about our opportunity. I don't have it pulled up right now. But then I followed it up with a voice message, because the more I thought about it, you guys, it's like, listen, I need to show her that I 100% believe this is what she needs to do next. And in my mind, I was like, when it's someone who is like a big fish, who you feel like could totally be a star diamond on your team, like treat it like you're going on Shark Tank and you've got 3 minutes to make your pitch. And it needs to be amazing. I mean, I was sitting here thinking through my mind of like, okay, I'm going to print her out the chart of like how much you make for however many points you have. And I'm going to bring my compensation plan from my gold school book. And so I voice messaged her to say, hey, so I would like to get together because I really feel like you've got nothing to lose to at least look at this, get the scoop, how the business model works, how the compensation plan works, and just consider if it might be for you. And she could hear the enthusiasm in my voice that way. But I was really just in my mind like, girl, I need to go big or go home. Like, I need to act like this is Shark Tank. This is my moment. And I need to sell her on it. And so I did. I reached out and was like, I would love to get together with you and really give you the scoop on this, just so you can know all the facts in order to make your decision. So that's what I would piggyback on that for y'all, is like, mash that microphone, let them hear the energy in your voice. And if you need to do a few jumping jacks and a little visualization before you message, do it with a high level of committed energy. Do it in the full belief of what this could mean for them and what it could mean to them. Because it's not going to translate if you're like, hey girl, really think that this plexus thing could, like, you could be really good, get your energy level where it needs to be to do that reach out. At the same time, it's not about perfection. If you do send a babbly, trembly voice message, hey, winning, because you did a scary thing and you didn't die, like you said, Tara. Maria, Michelle, either of you have yours next?
Yeah, so mine is going to be, my action is like, I really challenge you guys to do, this is twofold. If you go back in your back office, look at anybody who hasn't ordered in the past month or couple months, and I'd like you to give them a call. I don't want you to voice memo them. I don't want you to text them. I want you to call them and get them on the phone and connect. And I'll look at my family. And just talk to them and relate with them and find out what's going on and see if you can get them to place an order. But get back on track and stuff. And also when you're signing people up, if you're helping them get signed up, I don't like to share cards. I like to help them get signed up and talk them through it on the phone. So use the phone, like help them do it all with the phone, on the phone.
It does fill a lot of gaps. It actually speeds it up.
It really makes your relationship go from here to here too. Like, you get so much closer with these people. Like, oh my gosh, she called me. Oh, and then you can ask them to post and duplicate, and then it just flows from there.
And Michelle, what have you got?
Yes. Okay. So back to my whole idea on like, you've got to go to convention. So the action step from me is go buy your ticket. If you have not bought your ticket yet, go buy it tonight. Like, put on a credit card for a little bit. Okay, not always sound advice, but buy the ticket. And if you have yours, and figure out the rest later, right? Like, you can, people who are like, listen to Tara, she was like, I was so busy, blah, blah, blah. Nope, buy the ticket. If you already have your ticket, then your action step is to invite 3 people. 3. Like, if you have been to convention, you know what it means to go. So go invite 3 people with a voice message or with a real phone call. Yeah, buy the ticket and invite others to go with you.
Okay. And on that note, a couple people weren't aware of this sale on the convention tickets. So I'm going to read you guys the details right now. The tickets are $150. No, 200. Sorry. They're $199. But they have an amazing offer. So a new VIP customer can come for $25. Because like we said, leaders are born at these events. People get bitten by the bug. People catch the vision at these events. So for a new VIP customer, that is anyone who has enrolled since September 1st of 2023. So in the last 6 months or so, they count as a new VIP customer. Their ticket is $25. Now that is only going to last till April 30th. So they have a little more than a month to make their decision. And there's a code to get that price. It's Velocity 25. And it's like capital V, lowercase other letters, Velocity 25 to get that $25 ticket. Now for new brand ambassadors, so that's anybody that upgraded to brand ambassador since September 1st, they get the pricing of $125 instead of $199. So just have that in your pocket, have that in your mind as you're inviting your team. And they have a code as well to get that pricing, and it's Velocity 125, capital V, Velocity 125. So in case anyone missed that memo, that's amazing. All right. So thanks so much, everybody. Go rock it out. If you've earned your Apple Watch, go get another one because you can earn 2. If you've already earned 2, go help somebody else earn an Apple Watch. And we'll finish out this month super strong. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your wisdom and your belief. All right. Good night, everybody.